YouTube? Welcome back to the vlog. If you're new here, I'm Kayla and welcome all to today's video. Today's video is going to be a gym vlog. It is currently 4:59 in the morning. We are going to the gym bright and early today. Why? Because we're trying out a new gym. It is called Club Studio. There are several locations across the US. You've possibly heard about it before. I just recently heard about it and I heard it's like Equinox, but a little bit cheaper, which I love. And they offer a free day pass, which I got yesterday, and they sent right by email. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it out. It's 5 a.m. because it is not a 24/7 gym, so normally I would go like in the middle of the night to record when there's no one there to like test it out or whatever. But today it's 5 a.m. It's 5 a.m. There are maybe less people there. I don't know. I'm gonna have a little bit of breakfast before I go, and then we're just gonna head over to the gym. I'm not gonna be caffeinated. It's just a little too early to be caffeinated for me. Or is it? I don't know. I literally just woke up, so I don't know if I should just like chug my energy drink that I have. I really want to, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm just gonna go purely off vibes. That's why I'm getting myself hype for a 5 a.m. lift. I've done this maybe a few times, but I have never hit legs this early in the morning. I don't think so. So that is the video today. We're gonna go to a new gym, try it out, hit a fire little workout, and take you along with me as I review it and test out some of their equipment and just the vibes that they got going on in there. So if you're not already, make sure to subscribe and let's get into the rest of the video. All right, so real quick breakfast. I don't want to eat like a full big on breakfast before I go to the gym just because it's not going to digest. I'm going to be bloated and I may feel like sluggish during my workout. I just want to feel fueled, but also like ready to go by the time I get there. So we're going to do a yogurt and granola bar. I have this Stonyfield Organic Greek Plain non-fat yogurt. And then I have this Purely Elizabeth Honey Almond Ancient Grain Granola. Love this stuff. I used to eat a lot of granola, but then I was like looking at the ingredients one day and I realized there's a lot of extra nonsense in here, especially for something that I'm eating every single day in such big amounts. I'm like, it needs to be a little bit better because there's some ingredients on there that I can't pronounce. But this one right here, organic certified gluten-free oats, organic coconut sugar, organic coconut oil, almonds, organic honey, organic sunflower seeds, organic quinoa flakes, organic puffed amaranth. I'm not sure what that is, but organic chia seeds, sea salt, probiotic cultures, and cinnamon. Hello? I know what all of these are except that one thing. And like on other granolas, it's not like awful, right? And they still taste amazing, but you know, this one doesn't have like high fructose corn syrup or something that I can't pronounce or something that's probably in like gasoline. I don't know. But here we are. So I'm just gonna do one serving. I stopped eating yogurt for a while because it had made me sick a little. I don't know, like I feel like I got nauseous. Maybe because I was eating it so much and my body was like, girl, calm down. Really want to do this. Then a little bit of honey. Oh, okay. I literally went to the grocery store yesterday and I was like, should I get honey? I was like, nope, I have some at home. Yeah. Let's look at that glorious honey bowl. But yeah, so this is my first meal of the day. I'm gonna eat this and then I'm gonna head to the gym. Let's go. All right, party people. So this is Club Studio Gym. They have locations all across the US. They have some in California, Texas, Florida, and some right here in Virginia. So let's just get right into the gym review. This gym had 2 floors, very spacious, very wide ceilings, very open, and a lot of big open windows as well. The first floor was a mix of free weights, machines, and then on the other side are where the classes and the rooms were, which I'll show a little bit later. They also had that recovery area and the front desk and this turf area in the back here. They had these cables, which I thought were nice, and then I realized they don't actually have cables where you can have lat pull downs, like you can have seated lat pull downs, which I thought was interesting, but they at least had cables, which is always nice for a gym to have that. Right next to it are where the benches are, where some leg machines are, etc. It was like a mix in that freeway area. On the other side is where the classes were. Now this is very bougie, very aesthetic. Look, these are like where all the boxing things are, and you can rent out the little gloves, and then each door went to a room. My camera work here is a little crazy because there were people starting to pile in and I didn't want to get anyone in.
In that moment, I only had the chance to record this room, which was like the ride, aka the cycle studio area, and I'll show some of the other rooms later, but it was really nice and bougie in there. Over here is where the CrossFit area is, so they have weighted balls, dumbbells, and just a big wide open space for CrossFit training. They have this turf, and then they had other plates, bands, kettlebells, etc. all throughout, and it was all like very tidy, very neat, etc. Now we're on to the second floor. I kind of went backwards here. So this is like the back area of the second floor. So there's the turf and then all these cardio equipments. Now, most of the equipment in the gym was techno gym, and I've never really seen that in a gym before, so I thought that was interesting. But they had this turf where you can roll out, where you can stretch, some boxes, a sled. They had the TRX things, whatever they're called, lots of mirrors. It was just very big, bright, open, spacious, and clean, and I loved it. They obviously had treadmills, ellipticals, bicycles, and a whole bunch of Stairmasters. I love when there's a nice big row of Stairmasters. As you know, I am a Stairmaster girly. The cardio area was overlooking the second floor. So I thought that was really nice. So it's like secluded, but you're still a part of the gym. You can still people watch or whatever if you want. And then in the beginning of the floor is where all of the machines are pretty much hamstring curls, abductors, some other upper body machines as well. And that's also overlooking the other half of the floor, which I thought was nice. And just like look how nice an empty gym looks. Are you kidding me? I mean, there were a few people by this point, but it's so bright and spacious. I love it. Love it so much. Again, they did have a lot of techno equipment, but in the back area, which I'm going to show in a little bit, they did have some other machines as well. Mainly, or most notably, was Booty Builder, which, you know, I'm a leg type of girly, so I enjoy a nice little Booty Builder machine. But they also had a good variety. So everything is pin loaded. Obviously, there weren't a lot of plate loaded machines up here, but they did have plates up here. So like for the weighted dips or whatever, weighted pull-ups, you could do that. And there was a plate loaded hip thrust, but that was Booty Builder. This is like a little staircase area, and then they obviously have an elevator. And then down the stairs is back to the first floor where the locker rooms are and where that those classes were as well. The locker rooms were very bougie, very clean, very cutesy. I'm not gonna lie. I loved how you didn't have to bring your own lock in there. As you can see, there's already a lock on the lockers, so you just choose your own combination and then you lock your stuff up. They had full length mirrors and then these mirrors in the sink area with a little bit of toiletries as well and just some basic amenities that you'll find in the gym, but it was very bright and I liked how the mirrors had like this backlit area. Right next to the sink are the bathroom stalls, and in the back is where the showers are, this swimsuit cleaner, and then out to the back is another exit to the pool, spa, and saunas. So you have a full lap pool, which is really cool, really nice. And then they have this other tiny pool. I didn't know if that was a hot tub or like just a tiny pool. I'm not too sure. And then they have the sauna. They have separate saunas for women's and men's, which I thought was nice. And the front desk person did give me a tour, and then I just gave myself a little secondary tour to record. But overall, it was a really nice gym, and there was no one there, so it felt really great. But this next clip is going to be like my first impressions of it off rip.
Okay, honestly, my first impression, I love the aesthetic in here. The front desk worker gave me a nice little tour and I just went through all the levels. They have so much stuff as you just saw. I did not show the like 5 boutique studios they have. So they have CS4, Ride, Box, Reform, and Yoga. Some of them have rebound classes as well, and it looks so cute. I love the aesthetic in here. Hello. I'm gonna start drinking my pump. It's obviously a gym that's catered towards a wide range of people. So, off rip, right, the equipment is not as extensive as the gym that I normally go to as DMV, but it's so cute in here, so clean and like bougie. I love it. Like, and all of these classes that I just mentioned, they're included in the membership. They don't want me to bring my gym bag on the gym floor, and I don't love that. So I need to have my gym bag with me at all times. That's like the one thing. But maybe I'm gonna try to lock it up actually to be respectful of the rules. But I will have to come in and out of the locker room because I just need it. But let's go.
Okay, so I started off with some dynamic stretching on the first floor turf, and then I tried to do some hamstring curls, and then there was a person on it, and I realized like that was the only hamstring curl in the entire gym, so that kind of threw me all the way off. Later on, I did realize that there is one seated and one lying hamstring curl, but that kind of was like, wait, what the heck? So I did not normally do my hamstring curls, which I normally always do before my squats. So my knees were a little bit popping, clacking, and snapping, but it's okay. This hack squat was actually very nice. If you can see how deep that range of motion is, it was actually insane. It felt way heavier. I don't know if because it was 5 a.m. and I was not caffeinated or just because I was being a weak little girl. I don't know what it was, but I did get a nice range of motion. I always want to start off a leg day with a compound squat after I warm up. Normally, I warm up with hamstring curls, but it was still fine. I decided that I was just going to do full lower body. I had planned on doing just quads, but then I realized I just wanted to try out all the machines that were there. So this is just me resetting the machine. I went to failure on my second working set and then I just moved on. They had these little wipes stations around the gym, so I just wiped on my equipment because you should always be doing that. And I moved on to some RDLs. I love this machine. DMV has this machine, but it's placed in a way that it's kind of hard to use. It's always kind of like blocked off or crowded. But I love this machine because it's so easy to do glute biased RDLs on it. And I like the way it's loaded and it felt really nice. The only thing is like the handle is not cushioned. So if you're going really heavy, like I feel like it would be really hard. I was using my wraps to get a good grip on it, but with the lack of cushion, I almost felt like it still kind of was hurting my grip a little bit. But anyways, I did 3 working sets of this. They felt really good. And then I kind of perused around a little bit. This is the first floor as well, like tucked in the back where they have vending machines and they also have water fountains out throughout the gym. The vending machine was interesting. They had decently good snacks. I mean, there weren't any like hot Cheetos, Doritos, Locos in there, but there were some nice little chips and energy bars. So I thought that was nice. And then they had some caffeine and protein drinks in the other vending machine. And then this is the back end of the first floor with just a whole bunch of cages, pretty much for squat racks or whatever you have it. And this is like a little pump check or whatever. And then I went on to some gas bridges. I've never tried this machine before. This is the type of hip thrust machine where it's loaded on one side. So you can only load it on that right side. As you can see, they had 2 of these next to each other. So that was nice to have that variety. I've never tried this machine. I did appreciate how much cushion there was. I feel like with some machines, there is just not enough cushion and it just feels so rough and you get like big bruises on your hips sometimes. And sometimes you need like an extra bit of cushion, but this one, I felt like you didn't need that at all. So I did 2 working sets, I believe, on this one, and I got a really nice pump on it. I don't really understand the point of only having one side loaded, but it obviously distributes the weight evenly. But it was interesting. I did like the setup though. Yeah, I got a nice little pump, and here's my mid-lift check-in.
Okay, so I finished up with all of my compound movements. I decided to do a full leg day and I'm feeling pretty good. I will say there was one person on the one single hamstring curl that was in here, kind of threw me off a little bit. I was like, oh, one hamstring curl, one leg extension in here? Maybe maybe I need to look around. But like they have like several hip thrusts and things and several squats, but one hamstring curl, one leg curl, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but I'm just gonna do leg extensions and hamstring curls and some calves and then head out. Honestly, like it feels so good to work out early in the morning. I'm not gonna lie and just not get it out of the way, but just start your day off with a nice heavy lift. Like recently, if you saw my last video, I have been walking in the morning and I love getting that morning movement in, and that's awesome. And like this is just like tenfold. It's like my endorphins are running, I'm sweating, I'm hitting legs, I look cute, I have a cute outfit on, and I'm getting my morning movement in all at once, and it's just awesome. Yeah, I'm feeling it. I do like the gym. I'll consider a membership here for sure. Mid-lift check-in, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling awesome. I did have to run back to the locker room like a few times to get stuff, but it's fine. It's chill. It's a little different walking around without a gym bag. I'm not quite used to it, but I do feel cute in here. So, yeah.
All right, like I said, to end the workout, I was just going to finish up with some accessory work. So basically, I just did leg extensions, superset with seated hamstring curls. It was fine. My foot got stuck in the hamstring curl. I don't know how I feel about that one specifically. But overall, it was a good way to end the workout. Yeah, I mean, these are just hamstring curls and leg extensions. There's nothing too crazy about it. I did move on to some seated calf raises, which were downstairs. Oh, and this is like the little recovery area that I didn't show earlier. I think they have like cryotherapy and other interesting therapy options here. I don't believe it's a part of your membership, but that option is there. And so then I just moved on to some seated calf raises. These are plate loaded. Honestly, I did not like it. It wasn't a full range of motion for me. And even when I dropped the weight, I still feel like I couldn't hit my calves properly. But I did hit calves. This is proof that I do hit my calves. And yeah, I'm trying my best to grow them. But this is the first floor turf. I thought it was super cute how there's like this private rowing area and like look at those high open windows and like just like a little section over here, its own little corner. This is kind of like the back area of the desk. So when you walk in, you have the good vibes only sign, a couch, front desk area, some apparel, and then you have the personal training. And then that's the turf where I just finished up with stretching. And that was the end of my workout.
All right, vlog, so it is a little bit later now. A few hours later, I showered, had some breakfast, and I got this hot cup of coffee because I am so proud of myself for waking up this morning at 4 a.m. because a little voice in my head when I was about to hit snooze was like, you are such a failure. Normally that voice is like, it's okay, sleep for a little longer, you're tired. Today it was like, you are a failure. It's the first of the month and you're not going to say what you thought you were going to say. I got up immediately. 4:15 on the dot, I was up. That being said, I did not go to bed until 12 last night. So, but I was like, I really want to film this video and I really want to hit legs. So I'm very proud of myself for going to the gym this morning, but that gigantic coffee is needed. But let's get into the gym review. Overall, I would give the gym a 7.5. I am deducting points because it's not 24/7. I like to have the option to go to the gym whenever I want. I've been to the gym at 1 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, after work, before work, dead hours when nobody's there. I do not like gyms that are not 24/7. I don't like it. I love that option of being able to go whenever I want to. For reference, Monday through Thursday are 5 a.m. to 10 p.m., Friday, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., and then Saturday, Sunday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. 6 p.m. I don't like that, unfortunately. So they did get some points knocked off for that. But let's get into like everything else about it outside of the little 24/7 thing. You have free weights, an extensive cardio section, a lap pool, functional training, which is like where that little CrossFit area was. Some of the locations have basketball courts. I'm looking on their website right now. The one that I was in did not have a basketball court, but it had the pool and the sauna, and then it had that recovery area and the spa. Now, I don't think those last two are necessarily included in your membership, but that option is always there. It's always nice to have the option for something, I believe. And they have towel service and personal training, those 5 different rooms, and then they have Pilates, Legree, CS4, a spin class, yoga class, etc. And those are all included in your memberships. And I'm like, that is very nice that is all included in your membership. Unlimited studio classes is kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. My guest pass was free, of course. In addition to the free guest pass, they offered you an ability to book a free class. So I did not book a free class because I actually have never been to a workout class before outside of like one time in high school and at bar, and I didn't want today to be the first time I did that. So maybe I'll go back and book my free class. I don't know, but that is so nice. Like they really allow you to have that full like chance to explore everything with the ability to explore the entire gym with the weights and the cardio and the pool and on the sauna and all that and all those amenities. And then you have the ability to explore a class that you may be interested in. So I think that's good. So $189 a month for the membership. Ooh, that is a lot. Up front, you pay $378. So you pay the first month dues and the last month dues. If you add a family member, I guess it's $169, but wow, that is a lot for a gym membership. You do get a lot of amenities. You do, but wow. So yeah, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. The staff were really friendly. I love the aesthetics. If you love like a bougier aesthetic, if you love like towel service and very like cutesy music, it was like electric music and like really upbeat like pop and some hip hop, I guess. I can't really remember. I had my headphones on. The locker situation was really nice. You didn't have to bring your own lock, and they offered like some toiletries for you. And of course, like the pool is really nice. You know, swimming is a really great cardio. And it's just nice to have that option there. Like I said, it's nice to have the option. But points deducted for the hours of operation, and I am a person that gravitates towards gyms that prioritize hypertrophy, gyms that prioritize muscle building. Just at this point in my life, I want a variety of equipment. And because I've gone to a gym that is so invested in their equipment and is always switching out new equipment, upgrading, setting the standard, it is very hard for me to have something that is better than that. Like having 8 different glute machines in one gym, or having very rare equipment that you don't find anywhere else. So outside of that though, I think that this gym made me want to like go to do workout classes. Like it seems so nice. There were a lot of people going into the classes, and you know, like workout classes are great to be in that group setting to work out with other people if you like that. I've never really done that outside of like working out with a friend or something like that. But I will say, like, if you like workout classes and you want to have unlimited access to all of these different types of classes, like this is an amazing gym for that. I do get points for that. But the like 2 little hamstring curls, and I think they had 1 Smith machine, actually. 1 I did not like. Their CrossFit section, like the free weight section, did make up for it. They had several squat racks, and then obviously several racks that you could do squats and like CrossFit training on. But the 1 Smith machine, like, I don't know. I think the ratio is kind of off because they did have like several hip thrusts in there actually. So it's just like, I don't know about the equipment. It was definitely cute. I did like how spacious and open it was. I did go at a time when there wasn't a lot of people there. I don't know how it would be when it was busy. It seems like big enough that it won't seem like it's too packed. Like I've been to a gym, if there's more than like 2 people in there, it's just gonna feel cramped and packed. But this gym was very open, very bright, large windows at the end, and it was just really nice. I did really enjoy it. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed coming along with me to try out a new gym. This is your sign. Like if there's gyms out there that offer free day passes, take advantage of that. If you want to just like try out a new gym, go try out a new gym. Like don't be afraid. I went by myself. As you see from like my previous videos, like I love going by myself. I love trying out new gyms, and if the opportunity presents itself, I'm gonna go do that. Let me know if you're gonna try out Club Studio. They have locations all over the US from what I saw, so if you have one near your area, I would definitely recommend trying it out. Honestly, I'm just knocking points off just based off what I like in a gym. Like I don't care too much about a towel service. I care more about the equipment, but some people care a lot about a towel service and having that class option, you know? So it's all just about your preference, you know? And sometimes if you are in a rut with the gym, sometimes it's just about switching up your environment or finding a type of environment that works for you, because not all gyms are created equal. There are CrossFit gyms, F45 gyms, Orange Theory. There are gyms that cater to a broad range of people, and there are gyms that cater only to a bodybuilding community. So yeah, that's my little post-workout rant, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down below if you're gonna try Club Studio, or if there's like a gym that you want me to go try out in the Northern Virginia area. Let me know. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next vlog. Bye.